From the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, to around the globe. You're listening to Shark Bite Biz, your exclusive place for business strategy, sales, marketing, and tech in the roaring 20s. And now, here's your host, David Strausser.
Welcome, wherever you are. I'm your glamorous host, David Strausser, and welcome to the newest episode of Shark Bite Biz, your place to grow a business during complete chaos. Another rockin' episode today, all focused on marketing. First, though, remember, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can join the channel. You can become a baby shark for only $3 a month. You know, if giving money through big tech isn't your thing, no problem. You can also go to our coffee brand, deadhousecoffee.com. Use code SHARK, get 20% off of your purchase. And like I've said many times before, all proceeds directly support us producing the biggest, the best show we possibly can. Back to today's show. We made it. Simply put, we made it. This is episode 100. We have done 100 different episodes of Shark Bite Biz, and wow, what a journey it has been. This is also the season finale for season 2, so it's like a double whammy right there. It's been such an amazing ride. I thought for this episode, it'd be amazing to bring back the first person to believe in me when I told them I was going to go out and start a podcast and a YouTube podcast. The first person to sign up to be my, I guess you could say, own personal guinea pig and come on and be interviewed by me for this show. Even with that in mind, though, today's guest, he is discussing important marketing topics that are more important than ever. Talking about Yelp marketing for professional businesses, leveraging Google marketing, and talking about all that SEO. Yeah, I'm going to keep it simple today. So who is today's guest? For the second time, the first second-time guest ever on Shark Bite Biz, Mr. James Shay. Digital marketing Jedi and CEO of a seasoned digital market agency located in the City of Angels, Los Angeles, that specializes in strategic execution of online marketing with Yelp and Google marketing to help businesses grow online. Prior to establishing Cybertegic in 2000, James worked for Nestle as its e-business project manager and has successfully launched several online business ventures for Nestle during the boom of the dot-com era. As a seasoned practitioner of digital marketing and a big nerd of technology by heart, James enjoys helping businesses grow through the innovative use of online marketing and advanced web technology. So, hey, I'm gonna shut up. Let's celebrate episode number 100 and just bring James on in.
Reach your customer.
James, welcome back to this very special episode of Shark Bite Biz, episode 100. We made it, man. You are the first repeat guest. You were the very first guest we've had on this show, man. Thank you so much for coming back. And guess what, man? You just became shark bait for the second time.
Oh, buddy, it's such a pleasure to be back. Thank you for having me on your first episode and now seeing your success. Now we're at 100 episode. Man, I'm so excited for you. And thank you for having me back to share some good information with your audience.
Oh, no problem, man. Yeah, your episode, even with it being the first episode and having 98 episodes. So the first episode was me doing like, hey, what is Shark Bite Biz, the series? Okay. But that was just said in the thing. It's kind of not really a real episode, but kind of is. The real first episode is episode number 2, where I actually start the interviews with people like you. And there's 98 episodes in between, but yet your episode still ranks as one of the most highest listened to and watched episodes in this series, man. That's how awesome you are.
I'm flattered. I'm glad your audience likes me and I like the information I can provide for small business and to help them.
Yeah. So since then, we've grown with a lot more listeners on, iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, Stitchers, Google Podcasts, all those places, as well as we went from 2 subscribers on YouTube, which were literally you and me, all the way up to, by the time this airs, we should be well past 4,000 on our way to 5,000 subscribers. Okay. Give us, first question on this show. It's been a tradition since you first came on. Tell our listeners out there, who are you? What's your background? What do you do for a living? Basically, tell us what makes James.
Hi, everybody. My name is James Shay. I have a nickname called the Marketing Jedi because I love digital marketing. And about 15 years ago, I actually worked for Nestle as their e-business project manager. So my whole life has been involving technology. But in the recent 15 years, I really learned how to use digital marketing to help business grow online. And it is something that I do it with a passion. Especially in the past year, seeing the pandemic, that a lot of business needs to pivot online. We were pretty instrumental in helping business, infusing them with knowledge and execution to help them transition online and to still capture business from the lost business that they have.
Okay. So interesting tidbit when you mentioned Nestle. I think I told you this about a month or 2 ago, but Nestle is now officially one of my customers here as well too, for my day job at Vision 33.
That's awesome. Nestle is a great company. I love that company.
And they give me discounts on chocolate. You did not. I value that relationship a little bit more, James. I'm sorry.
By the way, I created the first e-commerce website for Nestle, selling pallets of chocolate.
Oh, wow. There you go, man.
I was the one. And then,
there you go.
But when I came out after Nestle and started my digital marketing agencies called Cybertegic. And I have a small team of great passionate digital marketer. We specialize in Google advertisement. We specialize in Yelp advertisement, but mainly how to get exposures for business on Google, on Yelp, social media front with the correct and positive ROI. We're a data-driven company. So at the end of the day, action and results speak louder than anything else. We're there to generate results for clients.
When you say data-driven company, does that mean that are you looking for people that are going to be more marketing-driven or more data analyst-driven?
Marketing driven, but then all of our specialists were data engineers. So we look at the data, we analyze the data, but the most important thing is what action do you take from the data, and can you execute based on the meaning of data? That's where we come in. A lot of business owners, first of all, they don't understand what the meaning behind the data is. Second of all, once they understand it, they don't have a programming team or they don't have the marketing team to change your website or to take the corrective action to make a meaningful action out of the database.
Right, because what you're supposed to do with, I don't know how many people know this, but, people look, hey, what's information? And information is literally, at least to me, what I've learned when I went to Penn State for my information sciences technology degree was that information is actually processed data. It's the conversion of that raw data into useful information that is actionable. You think that's an accurate statement?
Right. A very easy example to help you better understand is, let's say you have a website and then you saw on your landing page, your conversion rate, what we call the sales conversion rate, is only 0.5. And we all know industry average is 1 to 3%. So something is wrong. if you can just increase your sales conversion rate on there to double your sales or even triple your sales. Okay. From there, the data starts telling you what went wrong on which side, which part of your website where you need to correct, or on your marketing campaign. If you take those actions according to what the data is telling you, for sure you can increase the sales conversion rate and increase the sales on the side. So
that's great. See, so I got to be honest. The reason why I wanted you back on the show wasn't because of the 100th episode. That's just a sham. The real truth is that I just made my own business. I have my own LLC right now. It's called Dead Brands LLC, registered here in Pennsylvania. And as part of that, I have the podcast Shark Bite Biz. But the other arm of it is my coffee company I own called Dead House Coffee, because everybody wakes up in the morning as a zombie. I wake up, I'm a zombie in the morning. I start drinking. Yeah, there you go. I start drinking my coffee. All of a sudden, I convert into like the perfect gentleman. What a good day, my lady. Right. You know, so Dead House Coffee, get back to life. You know, don't be a zombie. That's what we're playing off of. And, you know, I think you can give me some valuable tips here, especially because during this pandemic, a lot of companies had to convert from retail or events to e-commerce, and some of them were able to figure it out. We've had a couple business owners since you that were like, hey, yeah, you know, we totally redid our e-com. We changed our whole strategy. Oh my God, sales are 100 times more than what they were before. Right. And then we have other companies that have come on like, yeah, you know, it's okay. It's carrying us, but nothing to write home about. So I think you can give us a lot of insight and value about some of those tips that can help companies like Dead House Coffee be more successful in the future.
Right. And we mentioned e-commerce, but even in this pandemic, if you look across the board, professional service business, a lot of them are suffering, but a lot of them are actually doing really well because they know what to do online. And certain professional services business, later on I'll give a few examples. They're actually in high demand right now. And if you're in one of those businesses and you know what to do online, you could actually double or triple the number of leads a customer that you get. As I would speak with our customers, some lawyers. Elizabeth, one of your podcast guests, was one of our clients. And we
absolutely. Elizabeth will be back on as well too. She was the second interview I had. So it was really great because you told the story about how you helped Elizabeth with her legal firm. And then on the next episode, like we're talking, well, how has your business changed during the pandemic? And she's referring to, well, I got this company Cybertegic. I'm like, his episode just aired. This is perfect, you know, because she basically backs you up on her episode about how it changed. But tell the story again for all the new listeners and watchers out there.
Right. So in the beginning of pandemic, Elizabeth is a family lawyer, attorney. And we've noticed from the data that there was a great amount of search, unfortunately, on the keyword divorcing. Okay. Starting from the pandemic, I think there was a lot of family issues, there was a lot of relationship issues. But then we see there's search in demand on people searching for divorces or family lawyers. And immediately we went to our client, Elizabeth, and saying, okay, you have to capitalize on this opportunity because the market is asking for your services. Okay, we're gonna restructure your marketing campaign. We're gonna turn it on. And sure enough, we literally tripled the number of leads that comes to her. 1 year later, she actually had to tell us to slow down our marketing because she can't open her office, another office fast enough to accommodating the demands. Okay, the same type of story we're seeing across the board. For example, if today you're in the real estate business, you're a realtor, there's a great demand on real estate due to the low mortgage rate. A lot of people want to buy houses, but the housing market supply is drying up. But nevertheless, we see a lot of searches online on Yelp, on Google My Business, and people are searching for realtors. So there's certain industry that's doing very well online if you pivot and capture online. Architect, accountants, even plumbing, landscape on Yelp. Those are in high demands right now as people are staying at home a lot more, and they're doing a lot of fixture in their houses, and they're buying new homes or refinancing.
Yeah, that's great. And I think a lot of professional services companies are struggling. And it's interesting because I just interviewed a guy that I think it's exterior siding exterior. I forget the name. His episode will air a couple episodes before this one comes out. So everybody will know by then what I'm talking about. But he's somebody that took advantage of the internet and was ahead of the curve. I mean, he went as far as writing a book with essentially a perfect SEO title of exterior siding in Kansas City to be able to have that book listed on Amazon. Sells it for like $1, but still, because it helps bring them so many opportunities and stuff like that. But people in those old school industries, you look at construction, stuff like that, they're really behind the ball, I think, with they're playing catch up right now.
Right. And I can't emphasize enough how, really the pandemic has speed up the adoption of the internet as we're all have to require to be social distancing. This past year, everybody learned to go online and look for services, look for research for information. Okay. I urge all business to quickly try to learn and adopt internet as a way to gain more exposures. The traditional business, they're seeing their leads drying up if they're not adopting internet. But the one that will actually know how to use the internet, they see an influx of a demand and research inquiries coming to them from there. So it's becoming quite very extreme. And this is why I said, it's not that hard to leverage the internet. And I want to share with your audience, everybody knows Yelp. You're in a professional services business and your target audience is consumer. I'm not talking about business to business. I'm talking about business to consumer. Yelp has a huge volume of inquiries, whether it is for lawyer, whether it's for doctor, accountant, architect. And this is not just for restaurant. Okay, I know everybody thinks Yelp is for restaurant, but restaurant is a big part. Nowadays, if I need a plumber, the first place I thought about is Yelp. I'm going to go see who has the best rating, who is around me, and then immediately get a couple of quote to me and find a plumber. Another place is Google My Business. A lot of people will go to Google and they will search for, let's just say, plumber or a lawyer. Okay. They wanted to see who shows up on first page of Google and then reach out to contact them again, get inquiries. So
I have an interesting story about that.
Right.
You want to hear mine?
Sure.
So for my whole life, I was the number one David Strausser in the world. You search David Strausser, it goes davidstrausser.com.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, some David William Strausser, same name as me, decides, hey, I'm going to become a doctor. Okay. So this dude down in Texas became Dr. David W. Strausser. And because of how Google weights that over me, who's been there forever as a business professional, they start, he's showing up. Like davidstrausser.com's not even on the first 2-3 pages. I had to work my buns off. I had to open up a Google My Business marketing page. I actually put Google's answering me right now. She heard me. But I actually had to put a Google My Business page down. I triggered Google. A Google My page for myself. I actually put a local office in his Texas neighborhood where he operates. Plus, I mean, Dr. David Strausser might be a smart doctor, but he's not smart as far as the internet goes because I own drdavidstrausser.com, drdavidwstrausser.com, drdavidwstraussernd.com, drdavestrausser.com, and so on. I bought about 20 different variations of my name with doctor and MD in front of it. now, after all of that hard work, plus I also write for Forbes now too as a Forbes contributor.
Right.
So now in most places, 99% of search results, you are going to find me above Dr. David Strausser.
That's a great example to share with your audience. Everybody, what David just did is what we call the local SEO effort. He become a local SEO specialist marketers. You could rank on Google locally with your keyword, like with your name and things like that. But Google requires you to have a lot of what we call link, publishing articles and things like that. And if you don't have the manpower to do it, you can always hire a digital marketing company or hire a blogger to write articles about your work, what you do, useful information. And if you do this over time, yes, you could rise in ranking in terms of become first in Google for your business under a lot of the keyword that's important to you. It does take time, but David was that was a perfect example of how you overtake top position in Google.
I'm just worried about that guy suing me for taking drdavidstrausser.com.
They cannot do that.
Because one day maybe I decide to become a doctorate in business, and I am reserving the right to that domain in case I ever do go for a doctorate's degree in business development. And with all the achievements I've had in my young life, working for the Mexican government, everything, the experiences that I've had, I think I could qualify if I went for my MBA and then grabbed a PhD, but I'm not going to do that probably until my 40s.
Right. And also, he has to trademark his name, David W. Strausser, first of all. And then even if he trademark it, if he's going to come after you and saying, hey, stop using that name.
He can't trademark. He can trademark the name, but he can't. It's my name. I can use it openly too.
Right. So there's no way he can come after you. So, and what an amazing story of you being able to overtake the position by doing local SEO. You're a marketer in your own right.
Yeah. And I had to buy a mailbox down in Woodlands. I think it's Woodland Hills or Woodlands, Texas. So I actually have a mailbox down there for an extension of my consulting business. So that way, it's actually legit. I'm just not stalking it, but I technically have a PO box, a branch down there in Texas.
Right. So may this be an example to all the small business out there or business in general. You want to go on Google and search for your business name and make sure you're number one or at least in the top 3 position. And you want to make sure that you're showing up on Yelp, you're showing up on Google's My Business. Okay, because those are the places nowadays everybody will be searching for your services. So if today you're a lawyer, you're an architect, you're selling some services, make sure in the first page of Google and first page of Yelp. But unfortunately for Yelp, here's a little thing though. Yelp's algorithm is much different. You have to advertise in order to appear on literally the top 10 of Yelp. So if Yelp is an important channel to you, do consider advertising with Yelp. Then you could see your business in the top of Yelp page.
Yeah. I did some Yelp advertising. I did like a month or two, spent a couple $100. Now I was doing that for my main job with Vision 33. And I told them like, hey, look, I'm doing business consulting, but for ERP for small to mid-sized businesses. It's specific. I do not want general consulting. And I got phone calls. They were all general type consulting leads. They were not hyper specific as I wanted because ultimately, with how our company works, I spend that money on my own. But if it turns out to be a lead, that's where I go to Alex, who's been on this show as well too. And I go to Alex like, hey, I've been advertising on my own for Yelp for ERP services. Here's a lead I got, and I'll get that reimbursed. But it has not turned out the results I had hoped for, so I ended up stopping it after a couple months.
Yeah, David, I would suggest for your ERP business, the Yelp probably won't be an ideal channel because Yelp has a lot of consumer on it. They don't have the business executive on it. Okay, but Yelp will be probably perfect for your coffee business, your local coffee business, because that's business to consumer. You get a lot of people searching for coffee. shops.
Right. Even with the business just being a .com for the time being?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Even with the business just being a .com for the time being?
If you're a .com, as long as you are focusing on servicing consumers, the end users, yeah, there will be people who are searching for that. But then again, Yelp is mainly, again, I say it's for a store, business with a store or office with a physical front, like a lawyer's office.
Yeah, I still have, we use my home address. It's still the physical location. Eventually, the goals are once this pandemic ends up, we ramp up the online eventually enough. We were thinking about putting a dead house, like a zombie themed coffee shop that just does our own coffee.
Yeah.
But that's over time, not right now.
Right. But you, as long as you're focusing on consumer, you can still do it on Yelp, and you'll get inquiries coming through. Yelp has a lot of functionality in there where you can feature your products and feature your specialties. You will draw traffic. For your ERP business, the best way to advertise is to Google's pay-per-click advertising, as well as SEO. Those are the two ideal marketing channels for the ERP software service.
Awesome. So, the first time when we first had our initial conversation back in July, we were thinking, oh yeah, this pandemic could be over. I know. In well, actually, I think we did the recording in May-ish. But we were like, yeah, this be over probably by the end of summer or whatever. And here we are almost a year later since we've recorded that initial interview, maybe 11 months. We're still in the pandemic. How do you think things have evolved on the marketing side over that time period?
Oh, we definitely see an increase in demands for the marketing part. We have a lot more increase. People, like I said, people wanted to pivot online. They need to find additional income, a stream of leads or revenue that can generate. And like I said, the pandemic has propelled the adaptation of internet for everybody. Especially now we're all using our phone, our tablet, our computer. We're becoming expert in researching for services and products online. And for a lot of businesses, it's not that hard to learn how to leverage the internet. You just kind of have to take the first step. But if you're let's say older generation and you're not comfortable with the internet, always get your son, your daughter to step in, and it's not that hard. Like I said, but pivoting is essential. That's what I'm telling everybody. Pivoting is essential. Leverage the internet channel as a way to grow your business online.
Okay. So we do got to start getting wrapped up here. What kind of final words of advice do you think that you have for people going forward as we hopefully start transitioning into a more hybrid world, I would think, short term?
Right. And of course, this is kind of like my personal forecast, what's about to come. But seeing that how the vaccine is being distributed, and I think very quickly, maybe within 2-3 months, all of us will get vaccinated. We are ready to open up our economy. People will go back to normal, going out, having dinner outside, meeting, shaking hands. I think all business should be preparing. If you're going to advertise to get attention, so people come to your store rather than coming to the store, go to your website rather than others' website. This is the time to plan, because our economy will open up in the next 3 months. And then the government is spending a lot of money trying to create jobs. They want to jumpstart the economy. So all business should be prepared to leverage not just the normal traditional channel, the physical storefront, but again, the internet channel, because all of us are now so used to know how to use internet to find services. Plan out those two paths, and then prepare your advertising, prepare your exposures. It's time to regain all your lost customers and gain more customers. Yes.
Okay. Solid advice. So let me ask you, since you're all things digital, my friend, how can people digitally stalk you, James?
I'm on LinkedIn. Feel free to search for Cybertegic, my company, or my name, James Shay, which I'm sure it will appear in your podcast.
Yep, we'll definitely have the links down below.
Right. And then if you anybody have any question about how to grow their business online, hey, by all means, I love to help. Especially if your business is struggling, doesn't know how to grow online, send me an email at james.shay@cybertegic.com. I'll get my team to take a look at it and give you some advice on how to grow your business online.
Okay. Hey, James, thank you so much, man. This has been informative. It's been amazing. Love having you on. And when are we going to see you again? Maybe episode 300, episode 500?
I would love to come back. Just whenever you want to have me, just give me a holla.
Definitely will, man. Thank you again. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
Wow, such an awesome chat with James, right? Seriously, I love the dude. He is amazing. And that's why, we have this bond. I don't know, we just kind of connect. I get him, he gets me. I believe different than he does, but I think we complement each other perfectly. And that's why James was the very first guest on this show. And James, if you're listening out there, bro, I love you. Thank you so much for your love, for your support, helping us get to episode 100. Incredible. Could not have done it without you whispering in my ear, David, go do it. You can do this. And guess what? We did 100 episodes later. You are right here with me. First, you all know the routine. If you found this interview helpful, if it sparked those warm and fuzzies, do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. But if you want to do us a huge, huge, huge favor, please share it out to your network. SharkBite Biz is the biggest kept secret out there in business today. Help your friends discover this podcast, or if you're on YouTube, this vodcast, so that they can grow personally, grow professionally, and most importantly, also help grow their businesses. Okay? Share it out there. I'd love nothing more than to see James Shay and Cybertegic trending with Shark Bite Biz. Normally, as a wrap up here for the interview, look, we just hit 100 episodes. I usually give a recap of the episode and all that fun stuff, but this is such a milestone, I think, for podcasts, YouTube channels to be able to hit 100 episodes, surviving a year, 100 different interviews. I mean, we really do an amazing job of bringing two top tier guests each and every week onto this show to discuss with you the top business secrets. I hope you love it. I hope you appreciate it. I know I've learned so much. I've learned so many tips that can help me with personal growth, professional growth, and business growth. It's definitely taking me to the next level on how I manage everything for Vision 33, how I manage everything for Dead House Coffee, and even this podcast with Shark Bite Biz. I mean, for example, here's a perfect example. When I used to share these episodes out to my whole network, okay, I would literally just share the link to the video. And it wasn't until we had David Wachs, who is the CEO of Handwritten. He came on and he's like, hey, David, instead of sharing the link to the actual video or the iTunes podcast episode or Spotify episode, share the playlist. And oh my God, since I've been doing that, huge change in the numbers of subscribers, the change in views and listens and recurring audience. Like, that has made such a big impact on this show. And it's something that I learned from a guest that was on this very show. It's been amazing. And I've got to say, I'm just so excited to have reached this milestone. And I want to thank each and every guest that has been on this show with me, that has supported me. People from Soledad O'Brien to William Hung, to Brian Vander Ark, David Wachs. I mean, there are so many of them. There are 100 different guests that we've had on this show. It's been an amazing, amazing journey. We're going to take the next few weeks off, and then we'll be back with season 3 on July 12th. Make sure you have fun. Enjoy the break. Have a safe holiday. A lot of people here in the United States, July 4th, have fun. Take time off, be with your family, be with your friends, enjoy life. I mean, one of the biggest things about being a business professional is that you also need to enjoy life. So many of us get so stuck into the routine of, hey, I've got to get more sales, I've got to do this, I got to do that you forget the most simplest fact of them all. Enjoy life, okay? Enjoy your family. Go do that. And question of the day, what are you going to do to unplug during this summer break? Leave a comment down below on YouTube. I want to hear from you all. Remember, if you want to be on the show, we're booking for season 3 and season 4 right now. Interviews at sharkbitebiz.com. Remember, if you're a fan of the show, you can join on YouTube. $3 a month. You can become a baby shark, or just go right out to deadhousecoffee.com. Use code SHARK, save 20%, and directly support this show right here. Everybody, you got to remember this. I'm David Strausser. This is Shark Bite Biz. We'll see you all next season. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to Shark Bite Biz. We hope you got some insightful info from this podcast. Be sure to subscribe to us through your favorite podcast app and visit us on the web at www.sharkbitebiz.com. How has business changed for you in the 20s? Email us at podcast@sharkbitebiz.com so you can join us and share your story.